All right. Coach Don Staley, student athletes Agat McKeer, Joyce Edwards, congratulations. We're going to go ahead and open this up. If you could give us your thoughts about tonight's game, Coach.
Just want to congratulate TCU on a great season. It's really hard fought game, one that took us a little bit to just kind of open it up, and we did that by the play of two people sitting here. But I thought overall it was a great team win on both sides of the basketball.
All right, we'll open it up to questions. Right down here in front, we'll get you a mic. Again, if you'll please identify yourself by name and media outlet, it would be greatly appreciated.
Hi, Robert Hanson, the Sacramento Observer. As women's college basketball continues to grow in popularity, how is the sport contributing to the empowerment of women, and particularly black women?
God, it's a deep question. Say it again. Good God. Good game.
I've been waiting all day to ask you just one question. It was a great game. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And where'd the jacket go, by the way? Because I like that jacket. That was nice.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. No, but how has the sport contributed to women's empowerment?
Oh. You want me to get that one?
I'll take it.
All right, go ahead.
I mean, we out here and we playing. We're just showing the world what we can do. We're confident in ourselves, and then even off the court, you see us, you see our style, you see what we do, like academically. You see that we're smart. We're not just athletes, and all that just contributes to females in general, and we represent the general female gender, and so we just try our best to do that and just be ourselves and be comfortable in being ourselves.
And I'll just say this. I mean, you all are seeing us play sports. I think women are some of the most powerful beings on earth. And I will take a page out of my mother's book, in that she used to say, a woman has the strength of 10 men. And I believe her. The challenges that we're faced with, I think we do them with a great deal of poise and composure, because we know that if we handled anything differently, we probably wouldn't be able to accomplish what we need to accomplish just because of just opposing forces.
Question, front row, center.
Kendra Andrews, ESPN. Joyce, there in that fourth quarter is when you guys really were able to blow the game open. Two-part question: what changed there in the fourth? And then also, you guys have been so dominant throughout this tournament this season. How is fighting an uphill battle in a game different from just trying to hold someone off in a game when you build early leads?
The mentality is different. When you're doing an uphill battle, like you said, you're always fighting. Everything. You're in a state where you just every possession matters, every little thing matters. Once you build a lead early in the game, you can see some people relax a little bit. Your mindset kind of changes. But we just came out the fourth quarter and we knew that before we got to the 5-minute mark, we wanted to be up by 20. Tonight, I literally said that in the huddle. Before we got to the 5-minute mark in the fourth quarter, we will be up by 20, and that's what we did. I feel like our defense got more intense, and defense turned into offense. We were able to get some transition buckets, and it just went up for the mayor.
If you don't mind, is it important to have that kind of game heading into this next stage of the Final Four?
Coach always said the Elite Eight is going to be one of the hardest games in the tournament. But, it just shows us our resilience, our determination, our togetherness, and I feel like all that is going to help build momentum into the Final Four.
Question, front right.
Doug Feinberg, the AP. Dawn, obviously this is old hat for you to get to the Final Four, but is it still special because there's so many first-timers that it's their first Final Four experience as opposed to you guys have gone to 6 straight?
Anytime you're able to play on the third weekend in the NCAA tournament is always special. I don't know. I think this is our 6th in a row, but it really doesn't feel like that because the work that it requires for you to get to this place, it's a lot. It's a lot. I think we were just talking to our coaches in the locker room, and we're like, people really criticize coaches for how they coach, how they coach on a game day. A game day is the easiest time of our day. It is what you have to do to prepare players, who are going through whatever they go through, because they go through things. They go through, not doing so well in the classroom. They go through breaking up with their significant others. They go through just mental exhaustion, just for having to deal with their young lives. Like, so that's the hard part. Don't criticize us on game day. That's the easiest part. People that don't see what actually happens to get a team and a program up for the challenges of a season and get to the Final Four, like, we lose a game and I can't coach. We lose one game and I can't coach. Well, I mean, I don't really take it to heart like that, but for someone to actually generate that statement, put it out on social media, and think they've accomplished something, it's hard. It's gratifying, because there are 5 new players on our team that haven't experienced that. There's one player on our team that experienced a Final Four every year of her college career, and that's Raven Johnson. And, the think pieces on her for 5 years are quite incredible. But at the end of the day, Ray's a winner, like a winner. And now people are seeing the type of player that she is, and she was capable of being. It's just, we lost the core of our team. There was a core that was a part of the last probably 5 years. It was a core group. They've all gone to the WNBA, which leaves Raven left to be able to just play how she's playing this year, score when we're needed, facilitate when it's needed. But she did some things on the way in this journey of the NCAA tournament and led. Joyce and I saw this exchange. You remember this? You started talking about the rims during your shoot around. Oh, the rims work. And Raven came up to you and said, we only want positive thoughts, or something to that extent. And she didn't know I was listening, but I saw the entire exchange. And it's that. She didn't really care it was Joyce. She just heard, something about the rims being tight or whatever. But it's just that you really can't discount. And you can't really just know the full extent of a person and their leadership because they shot 2 for 10 on any given night. Like, so I'm just really proud of our players for being able to overcome all the things that come with, the rigors of a season.
Question center left.
Matthew Walter with the 9 Sports. For Agat and for Dawn. Agat, this NCAA tournament for you has been outstanding. You've had double figures in all 4 games. I'm just wondering, what has changed for you? What have you found to be so successful in these 4 games? And then Dawn, just the growth you've seen in her. And I know she missed some time this year with injury, but just to have these moments. And tonight you put her on Olivia Miles, and she did an outstanding job. Just what has you've seen from her growth-wise, especially late here in the year?
You want her to answer first, or you want me to?
Okay.
You let her talk.
I feel like my mindset changed. Starting the SEC tournament, I just started approaching games differently. And I feel like it wasn't just one-dimensional thinking. I just wanted to go and do whatever I can to get the team to, win. So, just in this tournament, I've just thought whatever I can do to get the team a win is what I need to do.
And then her growth, I think when you get to know young players, you get to see their habits on a daily basis. And for our program, you got to show and prove to us. Like, you got to actually do the things that we need you to do in practice, because we know that if you do, it's a no-brainer. It's going to happen in the game. I think with Gotti, she was in and out with injuries, and then we had some other injuries, and then she got pushed up to, knowing that she was going to play. I do think she's a different player when she knows she's going to play. So I think it's that. And we also just challenged her. We just really challenged her to go out there and just be who she is. And then, I mean, she's had a tremendous postseason. And her future's bright.
Question center right.
Tony Harvey, CBM Sports. Gotti, you was a big part of that run towards the end of the third quarter and those first 6 minutes of the fourth quarter, but I'm not going to start there. But as a freshman, from your perspective, because now, Coach Staley is talking about this set, and you're part of the next set, you and Joyce. What is it like being coached by Coach Staley? And Coach Staley, what is it like coaching this freshman?
I mean, I feel like it's super cool. A lot of people in the outside world, always ask me that question because she's like a celebrity to them. But, she's, in our life every single day, and I feel like she plays every figure, like coach, mother, everything in our life. So I think her impact is not just on the court, but it's off the court, and I think that's, the best part.
And coaching a player like Gotti, you just really get to know them. You know what buttons to push. You know where they need to improve in order for them to help themselves and help us. But things take time. And health was a big reason, why she wasn't able to just kind of connect and stack days. She was in, she was out, she was in, she was out. I think she's been the healthiest. This is the healthiest stretch that she's been. And she's probably still hurting a little bit, but she's fighting through. And she's fighting through for herself, and she's fighting through for us to advance in this tournament. And she's become a vital piece to our success.
Question in the back right.
Ramsey Barker, Sacktown Sports. This question is for both Joyce and for Coach Staley. Coach, just speak to what it means to build a program like this throughout the years and stay rooted with great players from the state of South Carolina. And Joyce, just speak to what it means to continue that tradition of being a great player from the state of South Carolina.
It's really important to us that we keep our very best stars at home. I think if we can compete with pretty much everybody else in the country that can provide what a high level program can provide. If it's a local star that just wants to leave and experience something outside of their local grounds, that's great. But at the same time, I think you can get everything that you want and you need from South Carolina, and your family gets a chance to see you play. And that's very, very important to South Carolinians.
Front row, all the way to the right.
Michael Robertson, African-American athlete. So, Coach, the last time you were out here in California was in Stockton in 2017, and that led to a championship. So is it kind of difficult to be all the way on the other side of the country to play the Elite Eight or the Sweet 16? And then also for Joyce, what motivated you to have this type of game? Because you didn't have as great a game last game, but this game you exploded it, and it really helped the team win.
You can answer that first.
I don't feel like my last game was necessarily bad. Obviously, my point production was reduced, but when you got 2-3 people coming at you, you ain't supposed to be shooting the ball, especially with a team as great as this. But what was the other part of your question? Oh, I get it. It was single coverage. There wasn't really multiple people coming at me, so whenever you get single coverage, coach tell you to go score, so that's what you do.
Yes. When let me just say this: we didn't control the controllables, right? So when you don't do that, you understand why you have to play a little bit further from, your home state, right? So I understand that. We lost to Texas in the SEC tournament. We knew we were going to get bumped, right? So you take the hit, right? You take the hit and you just keep on going, and then you start thinking about the last time we were here in California. It worked out for us. Worked out for us here in Sacramento, and everybody's been great. Everybody in this arena's been great. Our hotel's been great. Walking around the streets have been great. I think people are really enjoying having NCAA women's tournament here, and I hope that the crowd was great. And I know I saw a little bit of Virginia, I saw a little bit of other teams that were still here, and we're so far from home. And for the people to come in and to watch us play and cheer us on, I think it's a great place. I have no complaints about being here.
Question in the center left.
Hey, Coach. Mike Trasker from the Davis Enterprise. When you were growing up, when you were a player and Team USA and all that stuff, could you ever imagine that now, so many years later, that you are such a star? Like you and Kim, the women's coaches have this game in such great hands, and the biggest cheers are for you guys. It's also entertainment, and you guys are just wonderful. And I was wondering, like, how is that just, evolving in your mind? Like, is it hard to believe?
Here's the thing. I feel like I owe basketball. Like, basketball has been, incredible to me, to my family, and I always feel like I have to repay. And I don't get a chance to really take a big chunk out of the debt because we're going to the Final Four. It's another thing that basketball has provided that keeps stacking on the debt. I'm just happy for our game. I'm happy for our players that they get to experience all the things that come with it. And I know it's a great thing for players. I think coaches' salaries are great for our game. I think even people who put articles about how much we spend on our budget, that's even great too. But you can see that there is investment in women's sports and women's basketball, and when you a lot of times there's not a great return on your investment, but I think for women's basketball programs, when you pour in, it may not hit, as, very similar to what it would hit if you're football, if you're men's basketball, not until our units get up to par, and once they get up to par, I think we'll be respected even more. There won't be articles written on how much we're spending against the budget.
Question all the way to the right.
Sydney Henderson, USA Today Sports. Agat, you shared an embrace with Coach Dawn after you dropped your career high. What was it like to share that moment with her? Was there anything said during the embrace? And a quick follow-up to that, Coach Dawn said that she challenged you this postseason. In what ways did she challenge you?
To elevate. I feel like all the assistant coaches and everybody has been putting an emphasis on that for me to rise and just be in that spotlight and stuff. So I think I'm just in that moment, I'm in a flow right now. But also, like, when the little hug and stuff is just, we're here and we're ready to go. I think we're excited to go to Phoenix.
Nothing. I'm just proud. Just proud. Like, I can see how talented she is, like, super talented. And when the talent isn't always reaching their potential, but you see it and there's growth. Like we never stop thinking about the contributions that a God can give to us. We never. Like, it's always like, she's super talented. When is it going to click? And then we just kind of stay with it, right? Probably even when she didn't want to stay with it. Because young people, when they're not playing, they think they're never going to play. They probably have excuses as to why they're not playing, except the real reason is you got to start stacking practice days. You got to start doing the things that you need to do so when it's time for you to perform in the game, it's familiar to you. So, she's playing lights out. She's making great basketball plays on both sides of the ball.
We're going to do 2 more questions, and then the locker room will be open for any follow-ups after that. Down here front, and then
David,
over here right.
David Cloninger, Post and Courier. Dawn, I was wondering if you'd gotten an answer from the NCAA yet about Medina's status for next year?
Haven't. We actually call our compliance today because, as soon as our season's over, she's got 48 hours. So we're hoping we get an answer.
Last question right here.
Isabel Gonzalez, CBS Sports. Coach, tonight's not the first night a player has told you that you're more than a coach. You're kind of like a mom figure too. So what does it mean to you to hear that? I know you've heard it a lot. And is there, when was it in your career that you realized you were going to have to be more than just a coach to all these players?
Well, here's kind of what I look at. I've played basketball for a long time, been a point guard for a long time, and you don't lose those qualities of being a leader. Because sometimes as being a point guard, you gotta handle, you gotta manage certain things for coaches. And for me, it's just managing. I mean, I got an easy job. I really do have an easy job because I think our players haven't conditioned me, like in our coaching staff, and we've conditioned them to be able to handle like real truth. Like real truth. It's not like, and when you're able to handle real truth, it doesn't really hurt. It's just a part of your process. So we have those kind of back and forth conversations with each other, so we have a greater, like a more depth to our relationship.
Coach Staley, Agama Joyce Edwards, congratulations again, and we wish you the very best of luck at the Final Four.
Thank you.